March 20th, 2012. Security cameras filmed a man emerging from the London metro. According to authorities, he walked to an apartment complex in East London and waited. As a billionaire Russian banker entered his apartment, the man, equipped with a silenced pistol, pumped 8 bullets into him. The banker managed to survive.
It was a bloodbath. There was blood. You can see the white walls completely just covered with blood. And this window was popped out, and this window was popped out.
A major inquiry has been launched by Scotland Yard.
They say it's too early to speculate on who's responsible for the attack. Yet events here this week are being linked to organised crime in Russia, contract killings, and billions of dollars.
According to investigators, the shooter was a hired assassin. The victim of the attack in London was German Gorbatsov, a well-connected Russian banker and businessman with many potential enemies. The press often refer to him as the Black Banker, due to his reputation laundering money. After serving as banker to some of the most powerful people and companies in Russia, he fell out of favor and exiled himself to London. Gorbatsov is part of a long tradition of controversial Russian businessmen who become victims of murky assassination attempts that are never solved. Journalists from the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project sought to untangle the forces at work behind the assassination attempt on Gorbatsov and uncover who ultimately ordered his death. The investigation would soon reveal a larger story involving a transnational network of assassins for hire, whose mission spilt innocent blood, and a war between Eastern oligarchs fighting over billions of dollars in dirty money, connected to the upper ranks of Russian state power. Over the last decade, Gorbatsov served as a banker to some of the most influential people in Russia. His clients included one extremely powerful company in particular, the Russian Railways. It is one of the largest state-owned institutions in Russia and managed by the Kremlin. 4 years before the assassination attempt, Gorbatsov had a falling out with his banking partners, 2 of whom were closely connected to the Russian Railways. He took refuge in the Republic of Moldova, a small, poor country that borders the European Union to the west, but harbors close cultural ties to Russia. It's an infamous Russian money laundering hub. In Moldova, Gorbatsov reinvigorated his controversial banking business, purchasing ownership shares in multiple banks, including one that would soon become the center of a major dispute, Universal Bank. Gorbatsov's activities in Moldova did not escape the notice of his former banking partners. He fled once again, this time for London, but left behind enemies in close pursuit. While Gorbatsov had escaped to the relative safety of London, back in Moldova, intelligence officers started to intercept disturbing calls from a prominent businessman and politician speaking to men connected to the underworld. The man talks about taking vengeance on Gorbatsov, who he refers to as the Rooster.
Рамиль, ситуация очень простая. У нас к этому петуху на сегодняшний день моральные претензии за весь бардак, который он устроил здесь в системе 2 года в Москве. Понимаешь, он реально попил кровь. Он спиздил кассу государства. За это будет жестоко наказан. Короче, пиздец. Есть ситуация, что именно были вынуждены идти этим путем. Мы, когда встретимся, я объясню кое-какие нюансы, которые не по телефону. Почему нельзя было решить вопрос по-другому, понимаешь?
The man threatening Gorbatsov on the taps is the Russian Moldovan businessman and pro-Russian politician, Renat Usati. As it turns out, he shares an important connection with Gorbatsov. Both men worked closely with the Russian Railways. And through the railways, Usati got to know Gorbatsov's enemies. We wanted to learn more about Usati. We caught up with him at a charity concert organized for a sick child.
Acum, în aplauze din dumneavoastră, aș vrea să le invit în scenă pe un om cu inimă mare, un om despre care am auzit nu prea de mult, un om care vine, apare, dispare și după el rămân lucruri frumoase. Omul de afaceri Renat Usatăi.
Și din partea mea pentru dumneavoastră 100.000 de lei.
Despite his reputation for charity, few people from the public actually know much about Usati and what he does. Local journalists have tried to untangle his quick ascension, where almost overnight he went from unknown to powerful and influential.
Prima dată despre el am auzit în 2011 cu prilejul scandalului în jurul unei bănci, Universal Bank. Pe urmă, mai aflat că de fapt aici în Moldova el practic nu are afaceri și toate aceste bani, proveniența lor este din Rusia, unde a plecat vreo 10 ani în urmă. Cum a făcut? Pot să spun ce a povestit el, adică niște afaceri cu căile ferate ale Rusiei.
Usati is 36 years old, with an annual income of several $1 million. He prides himself on starting at the bottom and becoming a prosperous and influential man without anyone's help. He recently transitioned from business to politics, founding his own political party in Moldova. He has appealed to the voters with charitable deeds and organizing concerts with famous artists, such as Stas Mikhailov, a personal favorite of Vladimir Putin. In his campaign for the parliamentary elections, Usati counts on the votes of the Russian-speaking population. He has promised that if his party takes power, he will push for the re-evaluation of Moldova's agreement with the European Union in favor of integration into the Eurasian Union, Russia's version of the EU. Usati's rise has not been without its critics. The non-Russian-speaking press often calls Usati controversial, due to rumors about his ties to Russian intelligence and the underworld. Usati says the rumors are nonsense. He denies any knowledge of the assassination attempt on Gorbachev and says the phone taps were taken out of context and misinterpreted. OCCRP reporter Mihai Munteanu went to London to ask Gorbachev about Usati. Gorbachev is under 24-hour police protection and still recovering from the assassination attempt. He believes he knows who ordered his death.
Credeți că Renato Usati și șefii lui sunt în spatele atentatului comis împotriva vieții dumneavoastră?
Я считаю, что да. Очень много людей могли заменить его, когда за это платят. С этим было все равно, умру я или нет. Моя смерть была выгодна Ушаровичу Крапивину.
Gorbachev shared a troubling and complicated version of events. He believes Renat Usati, a business partner with the Russian railways, organized the assassination attempt, but on orders from two associates to the president of the Russian railways, who Gorbachev identified as Andrei Krapivin and Boris Usharovich. Krapivin and Usharovich were Gorbachev's former banking partners, before he says he denounced them for stealing, and in revenge, they initiated a financial, then homicidal war against him. Neither man has been investigated for Gorbachev's assassination attempt. Krapivin and Usharovich did not respond to multiple attempts to contact them. The two men are close business associates with Vladimir Yakunin, the president of the Russian railways, who in turn is a close advisor and friend to Russian President Vladimir Putin. Gorbachev maintains that after he accused his former banking partners of stealing, they sought to destroy him financially by robbing him of his Russian wealth.
Около $2 миллиардов.
Gorbachev says Andrei Krapivin's son, Alexei Krapivin, became the new owner of his banks and assets. He says the assets Krapivin now controls were stolen from him in a complex theft. Alexei Krapivin declined to comment when questioned by our reporters.
Просто украли, подделав подписи. Половину записали, половину заставили подписать мою бывшую жену.
Gorbachev fled to Moldova to escape his Russian enemies. But they had a valuable tool in Renat Usati, a Moldovan national with the skills and knowledge they needed. Usati followed Gorbatsov to Moldova, where he abruptly took over Gorbatsov's largest Moldovan asset, Universal Bank. Gorbatsov contends Usati stole Universal Bank from him in a raider attack, a Russian-style hostile takeover where criminals seize a company through forgery, bribery, or intimidation.
Со слов Рената на записи, мы у него украли банк, он и не заметил.
According to Gorbatsov, once all his assets were stolen, they needed to bury the crime by silencing the victim.
Да, то есть, сказали, Ренат, сделай что-то очень плохое, мы тебе за это заплатим, сколько тебе не снилось, да? Я, честно говоря, считал, что вот в России, много коррупции, да, но я такого, как в Молдавии, не видел нигде и никогда.
We returned to Moldova to talk with Usati, who agreed to meet with our reporters. He arrived in an armored car surrounded by Russian bodyguards. He took us to his apartment in downtown Chisinau and introduced us to the life he leads and the personalities he surrounds himself with.
Wow.
You see? Here I'm on a boat in Moscow with Steven Seagal. It's me, Steven Seagal, and Renat. He comes very often to Moscow on a visit. We go to kickboxing, to disco, girls, forever.
We ask Usati if there are links between himself, the theft of Gorbatsov's Universal Bank, and the assassination attempt on Gorbatsov in London.
Gorbatsov a fost victima unei tentative de asasinat.
Da, e clar.
Ei au arătat spre tine, spre un grup din Rusia, despre care ei pretind că tu l-ai reprezentat.
Da, dar n-am fost invitat niciodată, nici în Republica Moldova, nici în Federația Rusă. N-am avut nici invitație din Scotland Yard. Am vrut să altceva să subliniez. Am vrut să subliniez chestia că ce s-a întâmplat cu el nu e o greșeală sau e o aventură. E rezultatul la toate crimele și porcăriile pe care le-a făcut el prin activitatea lui. Cred că așa a zis corect. Până a venit Gorbatsov în Republica Moldova, deja se spunea în presa rusă despre Gorbatsov ca bancher negru. Adică aici merge vorba și de cazul că un fost partener de lui Frankel a mers la pușcărie pentru organizarea omorului prim vicepreședintele Băncii Naționale Ruse.
Usati is referring to the conviction of Gorbatsov's former partner for the assassination of a high-ranking Russian official who uncovered massive money laundering schemes in Russia. Gorbatsov was questioned over the assassination. As for Universal Bank, Usati claims he did not steal it, but took it over to try to save the money poor Moldovans had deposited in it, deposits that Gorbatsov allegedly was stealing.
Ce legat de Universal Bank, aș vrea să explic pentru toată lumea, n-a fost niciun atac rider, a fost o cumpărare a acțiunilor legală. Aveam informații legate de spălarea banilor, inclusiv au început a dispărea și banii unelor persoane fizice. Gorbatsov a furat banii din bancă și eu acum ce trebuie să spun? Bravo, Gorbatsov, ai furat banii acționarilor, ai furat banii noștri, îți doresc succes mai departe.
Moldovan authorities confirmed elements of Usati's story. They are requesting Gorbatsov's extradition from the United Kingdom for financial crimes. And, in a turn of events, they say Gorbatsov plotted to assassinate Usati.
A avut loc o pregătire de omor în privința lui Renata Usati. În cadrul urmăririi penale, conform probelor administrate, noi am avut toate temeri de a înainta lui German Gorbatsov învinuire de organizarea acestei infracțiuni.
More precisely, before he was shot in London, Gorbatsov allegedly arranged for one of his security employees, Iwan Strachulat, to murder Usati. Prosecutors say Strachulat had experience with this field of work. He earlier murdered a prominent Moldovan businessman by blowing his car up with a bomb. But before Strachulat could kill Usati, he was gunned down in a mafia-style hit in the Moldovan capital. He was shot execution-style in the head.
Încerc să înțeleg de ce vrea Gorbachev să-ți dorească ție moartea.
El atât nu se temea de mine cât știa că, în primul rând, fiind născut în Republica Moldova și aveam, având relații destul de bune cu mai multă lume, Gorbachev înțelegea că Usati este persoana care poate să demonstreze la toată lumea cu oameni buni. Uitați-vă cu ce s-a ocupat Gorbachev la Moscova.
Usati says that Gorbachev is playing a clever game. He is declaring himself the victim of an assassination attempt organized by Usati, so that he will not be extradited back to Moldova.
Nu e corect, adică trebuia să-l aduc în Moldova și o să fac tot posibil ca el să ajungă în Chișinău să răspundă în fața justiției pentru tot ce a făcut el.
In public and in front of the camera, Usati presents himself as a savior of the Moldovan people, a people whose well-being was threatened by Gorbachev's illegal banking schemes. As to Gorbachev's darker version of events implicating the Russian railways, and Usati's connection to the men Gorbachev believes ordered his death, Usati was uncharacteristically quiet. But when Mihai and Usati sat down off-camera, a more complex story emerged that echoed Gorbachev's version of events, one in which Usati is caught in a deadly war with billion-dollar stakes, involving some of the most influential and dangerous people in Russia.
Nu, Renat, pe cine reprezinți efectiv în războiul ăsta cu Gorbachev?
Deci eu, având business-ul meu la califerat, i-am cunoscut pe Krapivin, Ușorovici, ăștia în care Gorbachev dă cel mai tare război de asta. Deci ei păstrau la el bani.
Am înțeles.
Și banii ăștia erau inclusiv și a domnului cel mai mare din Rusia.
Șpăgine, corect.
According to Usati, Gorbachev was the banker for illegal dirty money taken by leaders of the Russian railways.
Când Renat Usati a apărut în combinație, mine m-a chemat primii de la califerat.
Director, nu?
Nu, director, vicepreședinte. Renat, este un vagabond care a furat o sumedenie de bani din Federația Rusă. Băieții de la FSB și ăștia de la Crimen, adică aveau nevoie de cineva care
de un intermediar.
Care cunoaște, nu intermediar, dar persoana care cunoaște tema Republicii Moldova, dar încă având mentalitatea de moldovean care cunoaște lumea, adică știu.
According to Usati, Gorbachev used his banks to steal $800 million in dirty money from some of the most powerful and politically connected Russians. In retaliation, they seized $500 million worth of his assets, but the remaining $300 million was never recovered.
50% era califerata rusă și 50% erau persoane cu venit mare. Era grupare criminală. Era businessman, oligarh rus care, mă rog, avea nevoie de să-ți vii niște bani în cont peste hotare.
According to Usati, amongst those that had accounts in Gorbachev's banks were members of Solntsevskaya Bratva, the most well-known organized crime group in Russia. Gorbachev himself claimed that the organization helped steal his wealth, threatening his wife and asking her to sign over his properties. As our list of Gorbachev's potential enemies grew wider, who ultimately ordered his assassination became a more complicated puzzle. But a critical clue would soon emerge. November 26, 2012. 8 months after the attack on Gorbachev. As an innocent civilian pulled into his apartment complex, a man emerged from the shadows and fired 12 shots from a Kalashnikov rifle into the driver's head and chest. This victim, too, managed to survive. Authorities soon identified the alleged gunman as Vitalie Proka, a 35-year-old Moldovan national. They also disclosed a surprising detail. Proka was the same alleged assassin contracted to kill Gorbachev in London. If this was the case, whoever wanted Gorbachev dead would have likely contracted a Moldovan crime boss to arrange the assassination. This boss would have hired Proka and know the identity of who ordered Gorbachev's death. To find Proka's boss, we examined the alleged assassin's travel records across Europe. October 27th, 2011. Proka crossed the Romanian-Moldovan border with a car belonging to the company of another alleged assassin for hire. Robert Gurleanu. He was convicted of a triple homicide in Moldova in 2000. Gurleanu allegedly acted on the orders of one of the most dangerous organized crime group leaders in the region. The name of this leader is Ion Druța, also known as the Writer.
La indicația Druța Ion, Gurleanu Robert i-a mitraliat pe cei trei și i-au suit în portbagajul unui automobil, i-au dus în apropierea traseului Chișinău-Hâncești, unde i-au îngropat, în prealabil incinerându-i.
November 4th, 2011. 9 days later, Vitalie Proca left the country in a car that belonged to another alleged assassin, investigated for a murder in Romania. Prosecutors say Druța's two brothers organized the assassination on the order of Druța himself.
S-a reținut împotriva acestora faptul că ei au determinat alți 6 cetățeni moldoveni care să pătrundă pe timp de noapte în casa omului de afaceri băcăuan Damian Valeriu, noaptea de 10 spre 11 august 2011, să-l deposedeze pe acesta prin violență de valorile pe care le deținea în locuință și să-l ucidă.
These two incidents have in common one man, Ion Druța. The most conclusive evidence that Proca, Gorbansov's alleged assassin, was working for Druța came from Romanian police. They confirmed that in Bucharest, Druța brokered the hit and hired Proca.
Druța Ion a venit în București și l-a ajutat pe Proca Vitalie să se cazeze. În mod cert a rămas o noapte aici cu el, fără îndoială oferindu-i și unele informații despre unde se găsește ținta. Nu cele mai bune informații, după cum bine s-a văzut ulterior. Săraca noastră victimă nu avea nimic, niciun motiv pentru care să fie împușcată. Lui Druța Ion s-a reținut o complicitate la tentativă de omor deosebit de grav, în concret el fiind cel care a intermediat legătura dintre frații Mararu, instigatorii, și Proca Vitalie, autorul tentativei de omor din cartierul Vital.
In the summer of 2013, after months of negotiations with our reporters, Druța agreed to speak on camera. According to police, Druța is one of the leaders of the most dangerous organized crime groups in the region. He is wanted by Interpol for incitement to murder and arms trafficking. The group operates in Moldova and the lawless Republic of Transnistria. It provides criminal services for oligarchs, politicians, and other crime groups who are soliciting murder, extortion, or debt collection. Despite being under investigation for ordering at least 5 assassinations, Druța remains free in Chișinău. We asked Druța about his ties to the underworld and if he was connected to the assassination attempt on Gorbansov. On camera, he says he is innocent.
Dumneavoastră acum vă considerați o autoritate în lumea interlopă, un om de afaceri sau efectiv un întreprinzător?
Un om de afaceri. Deci nu aș putea să nu fac criminaluri. Eu cred că dacă aș face lucruri ăștia, nici nu mai stăteam acum în fața dumneavoastră vorbind așa lucruri. Corect?
Dumneavoastră ați fost și un șef al unei asemenea brigăți, mă înșel? Sincer.
Nu spune șef, poate un fel de,
nu știu,
cum spune, nume sau autorități sau ceva de genul ăsta.
Druța explained that he was a member of a so-called brigade, a distinctly Soviet type of organization fashioned in a military hierarchy, often made up of athletes that formed in the 1990s after the Russian bloc fell apart.
Întâmplam la sport cu toți băieții, pe sale de sport. Asta era cu sportul, cu brigăți, cu echipe. Atunci nimeni nu putea să protejeze businessmen sau politici sau nu știu cine. Apelau la o echipă de sportivi.
These brigades became the nucleus of what are now major criminal organizations. On camera, Druța is modest about his underworld credentials, but according to prosecutors, he ranks third in a dangerous criminal group investigated for mafia-related activities in Europe. The group's boss, Nicu Petron, has been designated a Vorba Zakoni, translated as thief-in-law. This title is attributed to the bosses of the most powerful criminal organizations from the former Soviet bloc. The group manages large numbers of Moldovan and Transnistrian assassins for hire. The assassins are recruited in prisons and local gyms and sent across Europe to execute hits. Vitalie Proca, Gorbansov's alleged assassin, was just one of the men hired by the group. Yet it is unclear if Drutza sent Proca to shoot Gorbatsov in London. In our interview, Drutza insists that he could not have brokered Gorbatsov's assassination because he didn't know his home address.
Nu poți, pe câtități cu Gorbatsov ăsta, să afli o adresă care e imposibil să o afli. Sigur că adresa o știi, care o dată înseamnă că așa la cred că știi mai multe. Intră dânși acolo, să comandă, să prietenesc, să împușcă, să... Nu mai știu ce fac. Acolo e vorba de miliarde și așa că la noi miliarde nu sunt, nici milioane nu sunt.
In the course of our investigation, Vitaly Proca was arrested in Moscow and accused of Gorbatsov's assassination attempt and the attempt in Bucharest. Our reporters asked Drutza how Proca's arrest would affect him. Drutza said it wouldn't at all and insisted he had no ties to Proca's alleged crimes, but added that if he ever felt threatened, he could have Proca eliminated.
N-am nici mă teme de Proca sau nu știu și. Dacă era Proca legat în casă sau eu eram legat cu Proca, eu dau un sunet așa la Moscova și spun așa, am nevoie de ajutor. Am înțeles. Și la revedere. Nu trebuie să plătesc un ban și trebuie să mă duc în mort. Și duce Proca de mort.
Proca's arrest complicated our investigation and set in motion a series of chaotic events. It started with Usati, who felt threatened by the arrest. Usati believed Gorbatsov's lawyers were trying to convince Proca to testify against him and his associates at the Russian railways. Usati, attempting to clear his name in Gorbatsov's assassination, initiated his own investigation into who ordered the hit in London. Usati gave our reporter a list of phone calls made to and from a Russian phone Proca's wife used while he was imprisoned in Moscow. The records, Usati says, show Gorbatsov's lawyers were communicating with Proca, and they were out to get him.
Nu. Ăsta care conduce din spate cu toți avocați. Ăsta i-a promis lui Gorbatsov că îi hotărăște dosarele în Moldova, că o să-l f***e pe Renatul Usati, că o să mă bage la pușcărie, e idiotul ăsta.
On the same phone call list appeared numbers from Moldova, dialed at the same time Proca was in prison. We tried calling one of the numbers called frequently. When the person picked up, our reporter immediately recognized Drutza.
Alo? Salut, Vane. Ce faci?
Salut, dar ce fac?
Apare de 16 ori numărul în convorbil.
Da. N-am și bascunii.
Usati, trying to clear his name, managed to talk directly with Drutza to ask him if he knew who ordered Gorbatsov's assassination attempt. We asked Drutza about this meeting with Usati.
Mă vinuiește cu toate problemele astea. Nu mă întrebați pe mine, zic, lămuriți-vă, cătați, vedeți, Chișinău e mare, Prădnistroi tot e mare, Rusia e mare, nu știu cine acolo, comandat, ce-a făcut. Eu cred că, părerea mea că dacă era asta, dacă eram eu și eu aici, cum să merge vorba că sunt intermediar, eu cred că intermediari într-așa caz nu trăiesc mult, așa că eu n-am cu inima cum liniștită, n-am de ce să mă tem. Nu trăiesc mult killerii, profesia lor e pe scurtă durată. Așa după cât știu.
Drutza told our reporters that Usati's investigation could become a grave mistake for the businessman.
Voi și pus să caute și nu vin. De ce să faci așa un și mâine asta mărleați cu șala. Dacă se răsprostrează, să aude între asta și cineva aude, adică principalul. Mâine să mărlească. O să găsească și o să mărlească.
But Drutza knew more than what he first revealed. Over time and in many meetings, Drutza divulged startling details about the hit on Gorbatsov.
Nu cazul nu sunt intermediari. În cazul ăsta ne-a băgat nasul de la bun început cu legătură cu prietenii ăștia mici.
Drutza said the man who brokered Gorbatsov's assassination is a man named Oleg, a friend of his who is a former soldier, based in the neighboring breakaway state of Transnistria.
Adică lucrează cu sădiște secret. Lucrează acolo la un nivel foarte mare. În toată echipa asta este Ucraina, Rusia, Prădnistroi, este următoarea război acolo. În Transnistria. Da.
More precisely, Drutsa said the team that brokered Gorbatsov's assassination is composed of former soldiers involved in the bloody war of Transnistria in 1992, when the breakaway region demanded independence from Moldova and its annexation to the Russian Federation. Transnistria is a region with fragile institutions that lack authority. It continues to be occupied by the 14th Russian Army and acts as a refuge for numerous criminal groups. It's a natural place for the broker of Gorbatsov's assassination to be.
Practic, Pisateli spune că Oleg, brokerul din Transnistria, se teme acum, pentru că Broca a făcut greșeli multe. Cea mai gravă fiind aceea de a se lăsa prins. Asta a expus tot lanțul și intermediarii, adică cel din Transnistria și pe ăsta de aici, pe Pisateli, dar evident și pe beneficiarii, pe cei care au comandat omorul. În contextul ăsta, Pisateli spune că ar putea să ne asigure o întâlnire cu Oleg și că el ar putea vorbi, pentru că el se teme acum.
Our goal became to reach Oleg. Drutsa agreed to try to put us in touch with him.
Foarte periculos, adică e foarte... El trebuie cumva de adus să cotrască sângul. Eu dintr-o parte îi fac și adică îl apăs tare, știi ce înseamnă? La perete l-am apăsat la maximum. Acum el trebuie să iasă la sângul, la voi încolo.
Drutsa kept his word. A few days later, he passed Mihai a mobile phone containing a video recording of Oleg. We can't verify the authenticity of Oleg or his version of events, but he provided unanticipated testimony that the man who organized Gorbatsov's death was someone very close to him. In fact, his former banking partner.
Меня зовут Олег. Я хочу сделать заявление по поводу покушения на Горбунцова в Лондоне. Что меня побудило на это? Антонов открыл охоту на меня. Говорю закрытым лицом, потому что пластическая операция. В середине января 2012 года я получил аванс, адрес Горбунцова для его устранения в прямом смысле. Все это я получил от Антонова, когда Горбунцов заказал Антонова. Поэтому Антонов помирился с ним, чтобы ему отомстить. Хочу обратиться в органы официально, но пока не знаю, кто меня может обеспечить максимальную гарантию.
Oleg's allegation is that he received the order for the hit from a man named Alexander Antonov. Antonov is a Russian banker who also happens to be Gorbatsov's former banking partner in Moscow. Antonov himself was a survivor of an assassination attempt in 2009. Oleg suggests Antonov blames Gorbatsov and ordered the London hit in revenge. Russian authorities questioned Gorbatsov over the attempted murder. The case was never solved. Moldovan border documents obtained by our reporters verify that in January 2012, 2 months before Gorbatsov's assassination attempt, Antonov traveled to Moldova via Transnistria, Oleg's alleged hiding place.
Ei au înregistrat o singură ieșire a lui Antonov din Republica Moldova, ceea ce înseamnă că a intrat în Moldova din regiunea separatistă Transnistria, exact în perioada în care Oleg, adică mascatul din filmul nostru, spune că l-a întâlnit pe Antonov în Tiraspol.
Usati, who learned of Oleg's existence from Drutsa, tried to verify the alleged broker's identity. Usati used his ties to prosecutors and Moldovan Secret Service agents to find out more information and try to force Drutsa to cooperate in clearing his name. Usati met with Mihai at midnight, accompanied by bodyguards, to provide him with further information.
Eu am coordonat cu procuratura, i-am băgat pe niște indivizi alți de Bucătaru, Miami, de ăștia o grămadă în Republica Moldova, să-i transmită lui patron la București, lui Drutsa, să-i spui, eu le-am transmis din partea mea persoană. Scrie, boilor, voi dacă nu dați omul care o comandat, voi sunteți deja dușmanii mei, că ei știu că eu nu-s dus la biserică și cu mine nu pot glumi cu... Dacă mă pune pe capul lor, și patronul să ajungă la Chișinău și Drutsa și Bărețul.
Usati used his close relationships with judges handling Drutsa's cases to try to have him arrested. Usati believed in prison Drutsa would be more vulnerable and cooperative.
Dorin are influență asupra majorității de judecători, ca Dorin să apese la judecător, că judecătorul să-i dea arest. Cum crezi combinația de că?
On July 12, 2013, Iwan Drutsa, aka the writer, received a 20-year prison sentence for the triple homicide in Moldova. But outside of jail, the situation grew tense. Usati discovered our film would address his relationships with prosecutors and his connections to the Russian railways.
Stai, Renato, că cu căile ferate ruse... Acum...
Eu mă hrănesc acolo, parcă, înțelegi? Eu am o treabă, unde am treabă și am acolo unde mă hrănesc, înțelegi?
Da, înțeleg.
Și acum îți dai seama că par eu în filmul ăsta, că mâine acolo deja o să fie gălăgie la Moscova. Cine a scris, cum a scris, da?
Suspicious persons started following us, and Moldovan intelligence suggested we check our car for bombs each morning. Soon after, although on business in Moscow over 1,000 miles away, Usati made disturbing phone calls with information about us that no one should have known.
Când ați intrat în țară, pe 21 cu mașina, deci iau mașina, ei iau planul la apartament de stat, spun că e apartamentul cu conexiune din două. Unul cu o și cu două de aia. Deci uite atent. Deci cu tine este acum acolo ăsta Sărnechi, da? Da. Grupul tehnic trebuie să meargă la ora 9 seara. Se instalează camere video la intrare la scară. Eu am la tine o propunere. Du-ți tu la București, oriunde te duci tu pe câteva zile.
Our team indeed returned to Bucharest. We called Alexander Antonov, the man Oleg said ordered Gorbatsov's death.
Hello, my name is Mihai Munteanu. I'm a journalist. I would like to talk to you on German Gorbatsov's case. Yes, but the thing is that we have some information about you, which are... No comment. Okay, thank you, sir.
We shared with Gorbatsov the video in which Oleg accuses Antonov of ordering the hit. This was his first reaction.
Все это я получил от Антонова.
Ce părere aveți? Ar exista vreun motiv serios pentru care Antonov să fi comandat uciderea dumneavoastră?
Ну, у меня есть расписка Антонова на 40 миллионов долларов, которые он мне должен. Но я самый лояльный, наверное, самый лояльный кредитор на земле, потому что я его не дергаю, пока он не заработает, пока для него это не будет, так сказать, легко мне отдать. А так не знаю.
When we visited Gorbatsov in London, he said that Antonov traveled to Moldova on business. Gorbatsov reaffirmed his belief that Usati was the man who organized the hit.
Я не могу вписать в эту ситуацию Антона, да, то есть, может быть, его, так сказать, подставить, может быть, нет, я не знаю, да, то есть, человеческие вы же в голову не залезешь, да?
El spune că a încasat ca avans de la Antonov pentru lichidarea dumneavoastră 200.000 de euro.
Я слышал, что 500 за меня предлагал Ренат. Я думаю, этот тендер, очевидно, Ренат выиграл.
It's been 3 years since the attack on Gorbatsov. Scotland Yard says they are still investigating. But it's becoming clear that in the end, the people behind the assassination may never be truly known and are even less likely to be prosecuted. The real fault may lie not in a who, but a what. In this case, a system of corruption, where high-level disputes are solved by proxy guns. Courts are used as a weapon, and business is a death sport, played only by the powerful. German Gorbatsov continues to live in London. Moldovan prosecutors released an arrest warrant for him over the attempted murder of Renat Usati and embezzlement at Universal Bank. A British judge ruled that he will not be extradited to Moldova over concerns he will be tortured. Usati's own words suggest the judge's suspicions are not unfounded.
El dacă ajunge în pușcărie moldovenească, atunci Mihai, eu în pizda mă milă să dau și omor la comandă, blядь, înțelegi, și bani furați, adică crede-mă, el pentru mine e un animal.
Renat Usati's pro-Russian party was banned by the court in Chisinau just a few days before the elections. Moldovan authorities accused several party leaders of extremism, money laundering, and ties to a paramilitary group accused of preparing a post-election coup. The police found arms, ammunition, and illegal spying tools in several secret locations throughout Moldova. Usati fled Moldova for Russia over fears he would be arrested. The Russian Deputy Prime Minister, Dmitry Rogozin, publicly defended Usati. Vitalie Proca, the alleged assassin, was extradited from Russia to Romania, where he is on trial for the assassination attempt in Bucharest. Iwan Drutsa, aka The Writer, was released from jail after 7 months when the Supreme Court ordered a retrial. Although still wanted by Interpol for murder and arms trafficking, he later sold OCCRP reporters an anti-tank grenade launcher and a semi-automatic gun in downtown Chisinau. Drutsa was once more arrested in Moldova in November 2014 for this transaction. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison.